Welcome to From Beyond with your host, Glenn Boddice. Join me as we explore spirituality, self-help, and channeling spirit. Hello and welcome to From Beyond with your host, Glenn Boddice, spiritual medium. Thank you for tuning in to another action-packed episode. As in this week's episode, we're going to be discussing the topic of energy vampires. And I'm proud to announce that, as you can hear, spoiling this wonderful introduction in the background, I'm joined by my amazing co-host, Kristina Bloom. Kristina Bloom, how are you doing? It's been a while.
I am doing really well. Yeah, I just came in early Saturday morning off of a 12-day road trip.
12-day
different
road
events, and it
trip.
was
Come on,
awesome.
you can't leave us hanging. Where have you been?
Yeah.
Come on, let's count them up.
All right, let's count them up. All right,
Yeah.
so Wisconsin,
Okay,
Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, Massachusetts, New Jersey, and back into Pennsylvania. And then home from there. Yeah.
You're
but a
good.
different part of
You're
Pennsylvania.
good. You did really well remembering that.
Yeah.
So everybody's thinking,
yeah.
What the heck are you doing traveling all of those miles, all of those locations? What possessed you? What were you doing?
Let's see. Well, first off, my first stop was it's on the Ohio-Pennsylvania border, which I realize unless people are looking at a map, a lot of people won't even know what I'm talking about. But I stopped there, and a friend of mine owns a business there that is a combination tattoo, piercing, and metaphysical store.
Wow.
It's all three under one roof. One-stop shop, yes. And I did a seance. They're in a building that's about 125 years old, roughly. And we did a seance.
That's still
in
a
the
baby.
basement.
My house is nearly that old.
I know. It's so funny because we think that's old in this country, but having been to your country, I know that's not old. But a lot of stuff happened in that building, so it was really interesting to be able to. And it's a town that was a coal mining town.
Okay.
And so there was, a lot of deaths due to black lung and collapses and all kinds of stuff. So it was really interesting talking to the spirits in that area. And then from there, I went to upstate New York and met up with a few members of my paranormal team, the Adirondack Park Paranormal Society. And
can you say that slower? It sounded like you had a lisp when you were saying that.
Adirondack Park Paranormal Society.
Thank you. Gotcha.
There we go.
Roger.
But yes, it was lovely to see them and catch up with some people. And then from there, I went to Augusta, Maine, which is a East coastal state.
Mm-hmm.
Set up my table the day before the event in the morning, and then
was it a big table?
Is that
why it took you a day to set it up?
Yeah. No. It took me 20 minutes to set it up.
Teasing.
Yeah. I don't sell things, so I didn't have like big displays or anything to set up. I just had to, put out my signs and whatever.
He was pimping you.
Yeah. Thanks. But from there, that was actually on my birthday. So I took myself to the coast, got a camping site.
Hold on a minute. You kind of dusted over that. It was your birthday. And I'm going to say, how many years around the sun?
58.
Woohoo! Can we get
I'm looking at myself in the camera right now and going, I don't remember my parents looking this good at 58.
I was going to say, you don't look 58. You're looking good.
Thank you.
Fair fettle. Mm.
Yeah, and I was climbing around on those coastal rocks like a billy goat, you know? Yeah, I was climbing up and down rocks and all over the place, seawater splashing on me. It was awesome. It was great. It was chilly, but it was great. Yeah.
Oh, nice one. So you did
Yeah.
what you enjoyed the most on your birthday,
I
albeit you
did.
being on the road.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really cool. And I got to spend there's a really cool little like touristy town near there. And so I got to go into town and see some cool shops and get my Bigfoot stole my lobster shirt, you know.
Come on, you got to
So
stand up. We need to see that. For those that are listening,
yes.
Christina's going to
Yes.
display a top that says,
Bigfoot stole my lobster. Camden, Maine.
what a t-shirt. That's a
I
top.
know, right? It's so much
Awesome.
fun. So yeah, it was good. And then I went back the next day and did 2 days of the Paracon, and then drove south through
Paracon, I'm assuming that's a paranormal convention.
paranormal conference or convention. Yeah, it was, and this one was combination paranormal and horror. So they
Oh,
had like
okay.
horror movie stars and whatever in some room. I never met any
Really?
of them. Yeah.
Come on, dish
Uh,
the dirt. Who was there?
I don't even know who most of these people are because I don't watch horror movies.
Yeah,
But
I'm the same. Yeah, I've been the
yeah, so I didn't even know who most of them. I know Ronnie LeBlanc was there because he walked past my table, and he's with I think it's Expedition Bigfoot.
Oh, yeah, I've heard
So
of his
yeah,
name. Yeah. Mm.
yeah. So he was there. I saw him walk by.
Did he have
But
big feet?
honest,
So- he said he walked by your table.
he walked by my table, but I was sitting down. I didn't see his feet. I have no idea if he has
He
big
said he's
feet.
connected.
So
Oh, the joke was
the
spoilt.
joke was so
Over
bad
your
to
head.
begin with.
Over your head. My
It was
energy's
so bad to
wasted.
begin with. So I drove south from there, ended up driving through a construction zone in New York City, which was really fun. Um,
Wow, you went through New York City.
yeah, yeah. Through New York City and Newark,
And you
New
didn't
Jersey.
swear once or make obscene hand gestures as you was driving. Because they obviously don't do that there, do they? At all.
I'm just gonna like plead the fifth on that one and not.
Uh, old innocent me.
Oh yeah, well, what happens behind the wheel stays behind the wheel. We're just gonna leave it at that.
Okie dokie then.
Yeah, but yeah, it was nice. I found out that there is a place in New Jersey called Bloomsbury.
Oh,
Did not know about that.
sounds
Um,
quaint. Sounds
but that was
nice.
kind of cute. Yeah. But yeah, I got to Pennsylvania and spent the next 4 days with some friends, did a women's it's a gathering. So, we did a cacao ceremony. We
Nice.
had a channeling. We had some prayers, a lot of smudging, and um, a nice meal together. And yeah,
Then there
it
was a bit
was
of
really
farting
nice.
afterwards.
Well, if that was, we were all by ourselves, if that
Oh,
was the case
out in the
afterwards.
open, blazing saddles.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. We had a good time.
Excellent.
And then I did some readings, and then I made the 17-hour trek back home. So
Just 17 hours, nothing to worry about, nothing to see here.
nothing
How
to
did
see
you
here.
cope with that? Did you do that in stages or
I made a few stops, no naps. Well, one nap because I sat in my car and fell asleep. But that was only an hour from home. So, that was kind of weird.
wow?
But yeah, I mean, first of all, my car is not going to drive that amount of miles. It was 14 hours of actual drive time. The other 3 hours were stops getting out, moving around, so that the joints don't lock up and all that. So um, get putting gas in the car and that sort of thing. But yeah, 17 hours total travel time. And then I
Wow.
spent all of Saturday completely catatonic because
I
I got
bet.
about 4 hours of sleep, and then I was just kind of napping on and off throughout the day. So
Well, you do realize you've earned the new nickname of long distance Christina. That's what I'm going to
uh-huh.
call you from now on
Okay.
because you go all the way.
All the way. All the way. Yeah. You know, and the thing is, I would have thought that was because I'm long distance from you. So
Yeah, there is that as well. Yeah.
there's that too. Yeah.
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 Wow, that sounds absolutely life changing what you've been on. And the
It
amount of
was
people
amazing.
that you must have met on those travels,
Oh,
different
yeah.
cultures as well.
Yeah.
So I imagine you had to be quite flexible on your travels there,
Hmm.
just continuing to be yourself, but a bit loosey goosey with your
Kind of.
plans.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I have my uh online women's group. And actually who I was staying with is part of that online women's group.
Oh, cool.
So we actually got to meet in person, even though we've known each other online for about 5 years. So it was
Wow.
nice to see her in person for the first time. And it was like we'd never been apart. You have those friends where it's like you connect and
So the burning question is, did you recognize her without an online filter?
I did.
Really?
But
Oh,
she's
that's good.
beautiful. She doesn't need an online filter. So,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, some people
Yeah.
go over OTT with them, don't they? And
Oh, yes.
they're like that. And then when you see them in
Wait, let me see
person,
if I can do that.
yeah.
I don't think I could do that.
And when you meet them in person, they look like either one of the cast members of the Muppets or somebody out of the film Shrek.
Something like that. Yeah, but no,
Yeah.
no. She's beautiful and she's a lovely hostess and
Oh, that's good
we
to
had a
know.
great time. Yeah. Yeah, we had a great time. Got to visit some really cool little uh she lives in Amish country. So
Okay.
there are a lot of Amish and Mennonite people who live a much simpler, more down to earth
Mm,
life than the
mm.
rest of us do. And they have some roadside stands and shops that are pretty cool. And so I got to, you know, sample some new foods. I brought home, I live in Cheeseland, but I brought home
Okay.
some like homemade cheese that some of these people made that's just absolutely delightful.
Wow.
And so, yeah, it was a good time. It was a
Am
good
I
time.
right? I've just got the word jambalaya. Is that some sort of food out there? I don't know
That is
jambalaya.
further south.
Oh,
That's
okay. What is
typically,
that?
yeah, I think it's some kind of spicy stew.
Oh, okay.
I know gumbo is. I think jambalaya might be too. I'm not really sure what that is. I don't believe I've ever had it.
Oh, it just popped in my head. I had to ask
Yeah.
the question.
Hmm. I mean, I
But
know she's in southern Pennsylvania, which is right above Virginia, so that's kind of close to the southern line, but I didn't see any jambalaya.
oh,
But I
well,
was well fed and well cared for.
you're
So
looking good on it.
thank you.
With your extra year around the sun. So well done to you, and thank you for
Oh,
sharing that
thank
with
you.
us. That sounds
You're welcome.
incredible. So we've got
It was a good
lots to
adventure. Yeah.
discuss today. We're talking about, as we
Yes.
said earlier, energy vampires. So we're
Uh-huh.
not talking about those sort of things that
No, the more subtle, sneaky vampires is what we're
yes,
talking about.
yes.
Yeah.
And in actual fact, it's kind of related because what tickled me with this is there's a show, I believe it's on BBC iPlayer, and it's a comedy sketch about vampires, a comedy season, shall we
Oh,
say. I think it's called Things that Happen in the Dark or something like that. Can't remember
right.
the title, but there's all these ferocious, gothic vampires in there. And one of the vampires is an energy vampire, and he's just a normal looking dude. He looks like a nerd. He's got glasses on, he's got a bald head, and he just balls the pants off of everybody and zaps their energy in that
Sucks
TV
their
show.
energy right out of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even the
Yeah.
vampires in the house.
Wow, that's crazy.
So, yeah. But
I
anyway,
have not seen that one. Now I have to look it up.
you need just to see that character is hilarious. But yeah, we're talking about energy vampires. So people that, or experiences, or situations, or stories, or news, or articles that leech off of your natural vibration, pulling it down, making you feel
Mm.
small, making you feel redundant in many aspects there, and it's kind of stopping you from shining and guiding your light out there into the ether. Before we dive a little bit deeper in this subject, I'd just like to actually discuss about the universal energies at the moment, how they're changing. And there's a lot going on without
Oh boy.
politicizing what we're talking about, just generally
Yeah.
speaking. Have you noticed that?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes.
I
It is
finally made us
crazy.
speechless, everybody.
Just the way that energies are shifting so much,
Okay.
you know. I don't know how familiar you are with the Schumann resonance, but it has been
Yeah.
10 times what it normally is. And there have been blackouts, like where literally if you're looking at the graph and there's red and then sometimes there's white where there's a lot of solar energy coming in from the
Hmm.
sun, and then every once in a while there's just nothing, no energy at all. So it's like super high, drop way down, super high. It's like the whole earth has just gone bipolar. Like it's crazy. Yeah, and I don't know how sensitive, I know how sensitive you are, and I know you're feeling it too. So am I. And
Yeah.
when we're feeling that, but we don't know why we're feeling it, that really pulls on your energy, because then your
Yeah.
brain kicks in and goes, why am I feeling like this? What's happening? What's going on? And it just really kind of pulls your energy, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. With your description there, it reminded me of on your computer, you have a thing called defragmenting,
Mm-hmm.
where it kind of you defragment your hard drive and all of those gaps that you were describing, those black holes, it kind of recognizes that they're there and it makes it more functional by
Right.
removing them. So, in many respects, using that analogy, could that be what's happening at the moment? All of this, up and down, and it's trying to reconfigure itself, the universe and the
I
energies.
think so. I think so. And we're vibrating, moving from 3D to 5D. We've been having this discussion now for a long
Mm,
time. And
yeah.
moving into 5D is not the type of moment that we all thought it was going to be.
Can we have
There's
that again, please? Can we have it in tune this time?
in tune. Yeah, good luck. Um, you're the musician here, not me.
Well, I'm a
Uh,
drummer.
so it really is just kind of this, things are falling apart, like the tarot card, the Tower,
Yeah.
where everything has to fall apart before it can be rebuilt. And we're kind of, from everything I've been seeing and hearing and feeling, I feel like we're kind of at the end of the destructive part of it, which means that there's like a big blowout of destruction coming,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
so that we can start rebuilding, but rebuilding in a better way. And I feel like that's where we're going. And I feel like it's been accelerated. Um, I'm not sure it was going to happen this quickly, but I feel like we're getting there pretty quickly.
That's interesting you mentioned that because I have been recently talking about contrast.
Hmm.
And in actual fact, that is what you're describing there. All of this has to happen to this level of magnitude so that the majority of the population can say, hang on a minute, I didn't sign up for this. I don't want this. I want this instead. But we weren't aware what we wanted up until witnessing some of these things. So it's very
Oh
much
yeah.
part of the plan, albeit a very uncomfortable plan
Hmm.
for the majority of people that are, observing these things.
Right.
But it does bring up, like you said, that anxiousness where you're second guessing your thoughts, your emotions, your feeling. Is it
Hmm.
me? Have I done anything? And before
Right.
you know it, you're pulling your own vibration down. You don't need an energy vampire. You're doing it to yourself,
Right.
potentially because of this, galactic energy or planetary energy that's realigning everything. Mm,
Exactly. And like you, I don't watch the news. It's pretty
yeah,
much anything that I get is because it pops up on my computer when I turn it on and I get headlines. But yeah, it is that anxiousness, that kind of across the board anxiety that's happening. And it's really, I can't imagine not understanding to the level that we understand what's going on and still feeling all of that and thinking I must be going crazy. I must just be losing my marbles, because why am I feeling like this? Why is anxiety so high? And a lot of people don't realize that they're just picking it up from the general environment, but because they're feeling it, they're also contributing to it. So there's that. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger because we don't, as a whole, understand the anxiety of shifting energies into higher frequencies.
I was just about to say, maybe, part of the plan is that we're over intellectualizing things, whereas what we need to do is just move through them. And by moving through them, going with the flow, it allows some of these old belief systems, old patterns, old narratives, society's rules and regulations to maybe drop away in order, again, as we said earlier, contrast, in order to create something that is in alignment with what the collective is all about in this timeline.
Right.
Maybe, 50 years ago, 60 years ago, we was at a different place mentally and emotionally. And that model, would you say, it worked perfectly for that time frame? Not perfectly, but, people managed, they understood it. Doesn't work for us anymore. And so maybe this is the backlash as well, that we're all experiencing.
Right. Yeah, I agree. It's really interesting moving through this, and then everybody has is, and I think social media is, there's good and bad with social media.
Of course.
But I feel like the existence of social media has emboldened people to speak their mind, but not have any accountability for it. And I feel like that also sucks our energy.
I think,
If we feed into it.
There's a term used for what you're describing there, is a keyboard warrior.
Yes.
People, they vent out there on their, hide behind either an avatar nowadays, a fake image of themselves,
and a fake name.
Yeah, and a fake name as well, just to put that spiciness out there into the ether and cause a bit of friction. Some people get off of watching that unfold, and they take great pleasure. Maybe, like you said, they could be harvesting that energy by them stirring the pot and them creating that vibration, and it's empowering them in some way to maybe feel, I don't know, better, empowered than anybody else. I don't know, an element of control, maybe.
Right. And I don't know. I feel like energy vampire at this level is a much bigger thing than what, like, at a personal level, like when you have people in your life who are just always very negative or very, complaining about stuff all the time or whatever. And that used to mean, like, that was the definition of energy vampire. Somebody who was just personally taking your energy. But now that we have this whole shift, it's on a much larger scale. And I still think that energy vampires don't think of themselves as energy vampires. They're just speaking their mind. Ask them, they'll tell you. They're just speaking their mind. Of course, they don't necessarily want anyone else to speak their mind if it opposes what they're saying. But, there's that too. But I feel like I don't think that people would call themselves energy vampires. They'll call other people energy vampires, but they won't call themselves energy vampires.
They won't recognize that pattern.
Just something I've noticed.
Also, like you've said, social media, signs, graphics, there can be memes out there or pictures or advertising boards. I mean, nowadays they have the advertising boards that they're not fixed. They're screens, and they're changing and advertising every other second. So they capitalize on all of that time in that space and the footfall and the traffic that displays to. So with that being the case, they can put visual symbology out there that, again, looks all very innocent at first glance, but the actual symbolism, the energy and the intent behind that symbol is creating energetic unrest without the mass population realizing it. They're just saying, oh, it's that shape. Is it? You feel your vibrations as you're looking at that shape. You observe yourself as you're looking at that shape. How is it making you feel? Oh,
That's the
I've never done
key.
that before. I've never recognized. I just see it as that sign and I go about my business. But in some small shape or form, it is zapping, it's taking your conscious power, your energy away. And that is being yielded, I believe, by
Right.
a greater force in order to gain momentum and to, again, continue with this level of control, some way, shape, or form. But it's done in music, it's done in films. What's the term in films where it's almost like edited in? You see one image, and there's a quick subconscious image that, oh, I'm sure I saw that a minute ago. I didn't see it, and they splice other images in their symbolism again to control in some way, shape, or form, or get an energetic response or reaction from you, harvesting the energy. So yeah, there's a lot of that going about, isn't there?
There sure is. There sure is. Yeah, it's kind of amazing. I mean, the easiest way to control someone is to convince them that they're not being controlled. And that's the way they do it. Through vision, through visuals, through music, through sounds, through any number of ways. All you have to do is change the energy and people can be controlled. And, the vast majority of us don't even think about it. We don't even think about it.
We've kind of grew up in that culture and we take it as the normal, don't we? The norm.
We do.
But I think we've reached shall we call it a pivotal, is that the right pivotal moment
Pivotal, yes.
That's it. Thank you.
I knew what you were trying to say. It was my turn to activate the brain cells.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
That we can't ignore it anymore. And we're suddenly realizing, well, hang on, why have I been acting like this all my life? And I've never noticed that before.
Right.
What's been going on there? Obviously, our vibrations are changing. We're waking up, as a lot of people are using that term. But, there's this, I would say, it's almost like there's an urge not to allow people to open up and recognize these things. And this is where a lot of the energy vampires are, utilizing this period in time because of the this up-leveling, uprising of positive information and people finding their truth selves in this level.
It is much more complicated in the last few years, I think, than it's ever been, as far as energy exchange, energy theft, energy siphoning, if I could use that word. I think it's really up-leveled with the, when you increase frequency, everything increases, right? So even that has increased with the increase of energy. And I was just on another podcast where we were talking about, fifth dimensional frequencies, expectations versus reality. And a lot of the expectations that we had, I think, going into this, or at least a lot of people had, was that everything is going to be better all at once. And it's not the way it works.
Little steps, incremental steps. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And dealing with the sludge that gets released as energy raises too.
So on a one-to-one personal level, day-to-day level, then, let's talk about detecting energy vampires. How do you know that
you talk about that first?
All right. How do you know you're being harvested, so to speak?
Oh my God, that sounds awful.
It does, doesn't it? I would say, first of all, you get an ick. If I can use a modern term, an ick. You get a subconscious feeling there's something not right. You get in a conversation or in a connection with somebody, something's not ringing true. And so you feel that. And when you feel into it a little bit more, you start to realize, okay, there's something going off here. And then you listen. If you're having a direct conversation with somebody, feel into the tone of their voice, not the information that they're sharing with you. Feel into the feeling of the tone. Obviously, frequency is involved within that, and just feel into that. And you will pick up on the truth vibrations of what is being said, and also the intent behind why these people are talking to you, and having this interaction with you. Also, you'll get this feeling of something is like weighing you down, like latching on. You may feel tired all of a sudden. I mean, the times I've spoken to people, I'm not calling anybody out at this stage, but where you're in mid-flow conversation and you start yawning. You feel absolutely tired. You didn't 2 minutes ago. And yet you feel, oh, you can't hold it back. And you say, oh, I'm ever so sorry. But they're taking your energy. And that's an instant, obviously, a way of discovering that. Also, what you'll find, and what I've found, is with people that work in this way, like you've said earlier, a lot of them don't realize that they are actually doing it. Could be a subconscious thing, could be an ancestral thing, could be a societal thing that is just accepted as the norm. But you'll find that any of your inspired ideas will be poached and stolen and taken for their ideas. And they will shout it from the rooftops. Oh, I did that a long time ago. Yeah, I've been doing this, blah, 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 blah. And they'll take ownership of your ideas. So you've got to be very careful about what you say and who you say it to, because it will be stolen 9 times out of 10. They actually, shall we say, if we put a financial value on things, they up the price straight away. That is the motivation for stealing these things off you for financial gain. So you've really got to watch your vibration and be on it before it escalates, I would say. There's a few telltale signs, what I've observed. What about yourself, Kristina?
Yeah, I have noticed that too. You really have to be careful what you say and who you say it to and how many details you give, especially if you're developing something professionally.
Yes.
You have to be careful of that. I have also noticed that there are, I want to be careful about how I say this because, again, I'm not calling anyone out straight away, but there are some people who, as we discussed off camera, are asking questions, just sending you messages and asking questions, but not making appointments, right? So they're just kind of siphoning your energy. They really want you to tune in and do a reading, but they don't want you to pay for it. So they're just asking like a question or two. And it's not that everything we do for money, but we have bills to pay too, and we have stomachs that need to be fed and whatever. But I have noticed a lot of that where people are just asking questions just to get my take on it, just to get my opinion on it. And what they are literally getting is my opinion, because I'm not going to tune in at that point and connect with spirit and, do everything that's required to actually do a reading.
Well, it's a process, isn't it? It's a discipline.
It is. It is a discipline and a process. And I need to honor that as the person who's doing it. And I also need to make it very clear that I expect other people to honor that process too, because it really is that. And it does take energy, and it does take intention, and it does take time. But I have noticed, personal examples of energy vampires is really asking questions or only getting on lives when they know that you're going to be doing readings, free readings. And I don't want to make it all about money, but the energy we put out is an exchange.
It's got to be balanced. Yeah.
It's got to be balanced. And in that case, there's no balance. So I've noticed that as far as energy exchange. The other thing that I've noticed is people who want to have conversations with you
Hmm.
um, over Messenger or whatever.
Okay.
Um, they just want to keep taking up your time and energy and really don't offer any value in return. And I know that this has happened with both men and women trying to hook people into relationships or whatever. And it's funny because I've had this conversation with people and they're just like, what a time waster, what an energy waster for those people to
Mm.
do that,
Mm.
and I know you've probably experienced it. I know I experience it almost on the daily with men reaching out, wanting to connect with me, and
Oh,
it's like,
hello, Christmas.
okay, well, first of all, I'm married and I'm not interested in connecting with you.
Yeah.
But second of all, I don't have time for this.
Mm.
Oh, I just want to be your friend. I got lots of friends. I'm good. You know? Like it's and I'm not trying to be rude, but you can see the game coming, you
Yeah.
know? You can see it coming, and I'm sure you deal with the same thing. Because people who are putting out spiritual energy just it's like moths to a flame. They just get attracted. And, it's not about looks, it's not about personality, it's about connecting to the energy and pulling on that energy and siphoning that energy. So that's
Mm.
been kind of the personal experiences that not only have I had, but other people I've talked to have had. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I can align with what you've been saying there. Yeah, people are at a time where nothing is making sense anymore. So of course they're going to gravitate to people that have that, shall we say, extra sensory perception that
Mm-hmm.
taps into different realities and moves in and out for some guidance, some answers. So
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate people doing that, and I understand.
Right.
But like you say, that there needs to be that sort of respect there, that understanding, and if that is happening, then there needs to be
Mm-hmm.
that balance there. Of course, there
Right.
does. But yeah, I've experienced some similar things to yourself there. You know, being there for people, helping them. I do this without any expectation for anything in return, nor would I prompt or ask or anything like that. I do it because it's who I am and what I'm here for. But
Right.
you do notice, a few, shall we say, a few know your vibration. They know what you're about. They know that you will say yes, and they know that you will help them. And it's almost like, yeah, I don't need to do anything here. Yeah, I'm good. I can get what I need from this connection.
Mm-hmm.
So I have experienced that. And, it is what it is. It's a learning curve for everybody involved, isn't it? It's
Right.
very evolutionary. Lessons can be
Mm-hmm.
learned. But yeah, I would say, especially these times that we're living in, you need to have an awareness of self and also
Yes.
have a discipline around your energy and who you choose to share your vibration, your energy, your
Absolutely.
thoughts, your ideas with. So very interesting. So with that being said, we don't want to make this episode. Everybody that's still hanging on in there, listening away, bless you, thank you.
Yes. Yes.
It's not a negative conversation, not at all. The
No.
intent of this conversation today is to make you aware of it, to make you look out for the signs, what's really happening.
Right.
Forget about the distractions, but also we're going to offer you some help, some guidance in a moment, how you can move beyond these situations should you be going through them.
Right.
So, with this being said, I'm going to throw you under the bus again.
Okay.
You enjoy it rarely, don't you?
So used to you throwing me under the bus.
Well, you're easy prey. Get under that
I
bus.
know. Get under the bus.
So, we're going to talk about protection mechanisms to maybe
Right.
stop yourself from getting overwhelmed, drained, tired, and feeling a little bit angry and frustrated. Because, if we allow it to, what we've been describing today could lead to that if we don't get a handle on it.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm,
Absolutely. I agree. Yeah. I would say really the first thing is just to be aware of self-awareness, you know,
okay.
be aware of how you feel because that's where the attachment comes in is feeling, right? That's
Yeah.
where, if you find yourself getting angry, but you weren't angry to begin with, then it's kind of like, okay, I need to step back and evaluate what happened as I was getting angry. Like what happened as I was starting to feel that way? What happened right before I yawned? What happened? Did I say the word yawn? And I yawned
I'm
because
not
I'm an
boring you.
empath.
Am I keeping you awake?
Yeah, yeah, a little bit. So, but really, what happened before the way you're feeling changed? What happened
Mm,
as you were getting tired when you weren't tired a minute ago? Where is that coming in at? And really, so much of it is subtle. So it's not like you can just say, you did this thing and it caused me to feel this way. It's hardly ever that blatant. It's just people pulling energy and pulling energy. And, there are some people that I have spent time with, again, not calling anybody out,
mm,
but man, I need a nap after that conversation, you know?
yeah.
So, what is it? And it might not even be anything that they said. Maybe it's just that they're low energy and they needed energy, so they took some of yours.
Mm,
It doesn't even necessarily mean that they said or done anything. It's not even necessarily a outright negative thing. They're just in deficit, so they pull some of your energy.
yeah.
And again, I don't think they're aware of it. I don't think most people who are energy vampires are aware that they're energy vampires. I feel like they're just kind of like, oh, I feel so good when I've been around you. And you're just like,
Yeah.
you know, well, of course you feel good after you've been around me because you took my energy.
It's been
So
charged up.
you've been charged up. You plugged in and you charged up. Um, so I think just mostly being aware of how you feel, some self-awareness
Mm,
about maybe the people who you choose to spend your time with. And sometimes it's not people you choose to spend your time with, right? Maybe it's coworkers and you don't
yeah.
really have a choice unless you don't want to have a job. You go to work, you spend time around people, you leave exhausted. Is it the job? Is it the people? Is it one particular person? Sometimes it's worth sussing out, and other times it's worth just putting on your shield and dealing, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I talk about energy, preserving your energy and protecting your energy at almost every event that I talk at. Almost
Fantastic.
every presentation I do is on personal energy management, but I call it protection because management sounds like a lot of work, but it's the
Yeah.
same
You had
thing.
me yawning at management.
I
Ooh.
know, right? Like, because people don't like that word, but they
No.
like the word protection. So it's really the same techniques, though. Imagine a hula hoop floating around you. Pull your energy inside of it, seal it off, put on a reflection around it. We
Yeah.
had this conversation when we were traveling together,
You did. Yeah.
and it's when we can be more aware of what we are doing and more aware of how we're feeling, then we can not let people steal our energy. But, if you're willing to give some energy, that can sometimes prevent people from taking all of yours.
That is interesting. That
So,
kind of leads into another conversation about maybe on a subconscious level, we have made an agreement with that individual that on this date, on this time, on this
mhm.
planet, I'm going to gift you X amount of energy, healing energy,
Right.
so that it will top you up so that you can progress on your timeline and get out of that stuck vibration that you've been in for some time.
Hmm.
Who knows? Maybe we've made that agreement. But it is, I would say, we do need a cap on it. Obviously,
Hmm.
we're connected to infinity.
Right.
But if we don't take control of our vibration, nobody's going to do that for us. Nobody's going to say, hey,
Exactly.
hang on there, take that gas out of the. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So I would agree with you with your examples there. Definitely getting to know yourself. That is a priority. There's so many of us, myself included, growing up, that we thought we was a certain person, we had certain values, but actually we was just parrot fashioning our idols that we held on a pedestal and emulating that, but that wasn't who we truly are. And so it's going beyond that surface, getting to know your likes, your dislikes, your mannerisms, the vocabulary. I can't even say the word that you speak as well, and understanding all of these facets. And then you get to know what your feelings are, and, you know, how certain triggers can make you feel emotional.
Right.
And that's a great starting and reference point. And then anything other than that is, I would say, intention, what you're willing and what you're not willing to participate in. You mentioned beautifully about the hula hoop. That was a beautiful example. And, you know, the reflective ball there. Now, a lot of people listening to this may think, I haven't got time to do all that and I'm busy and blah, 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 blah. What I would suggest, and this is something that I never considered. For years, I was going around the houses going, I want this ball, I want that ball, I want these spikes, I'm doing that. And in many respects, I do that. But my guide suggested, okay, you can visualize and feel all of that protection around you, but we're going to give you a trigger word to use. And we employ you to say that word out loud, and that will install all of that protection in one hit. Rather than you spending 10 minutes going, blah, 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 I don't want this. Blah, 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 blah. You say that word and you feel it. It locks in. So, but to get you to that stage of having a buzzword there, you do have to have that understanding of protection, what you're wanting, and then it becomes easier by them giving you a buzzword. And I feel grateful. I didn't invent the word. The word was gifted to me by my guides. And I think I told you this ahead of our filming in the UK. And I still use that word each and every day before I leave the home. And it's there. It's like, it's there. The protection's there. I know I'm good. So intention is a very important part of the process. Again, knowing what you're willing and not willing to give. We're both energy workers. We both work with spirit. But obviously we need some tiger in the tank for our daily duties, our lives. We've still got to prepare food, do the washing, do the administration work, family as well, and all of that. And so we need some of that energy. And also we need energy to relax, unwind, do the activities that we enjoy. So it's having that cap and understanding, okay, yeah, I'll give you this amount of time. And then after that, I'm going to send you my love, but I'm going to have to, you know, withdraw my energy. And in many respects, with you working with clients, with myself working with clients, we came to an agreement ahead of doing the work that we do with spirit, that yes, we will work with you, but we're going to call it time on this particular package that we're offering.
Right.
Anything other than that would be a separate appointment. And to me, that is respectful of what you will and what you won't accept, you know, and it's just keeping those boundaries there, isn't it?
I agree. I agree completely. Boundaries are so important. And the more that you work with energy and the higher the frequencies you work with, the stronger boundaries you need, because more people are drawn to it. More people are drawn to the light that you carry. And it's really interesting how people who have in the past maybe gotten away with taking advantage respond when you start putting up solid boundaries, because they get angry, they pull away, maybe they badmouth you, maybe they do other things. But respect for ourselves has to come first, right? So we have to respect ourselves. We have to respect our energy. We have to respect, you know, what we're willing to give and what we're not willing to give. And I think it's just really important that we understand that it's okay to do that, because so many of us who are healers or light workers or whatever you want to call yourself, our natural instinct is to give. And at some point we have to put, here's a guideline, here's a boundary, here's whatever you want to call it. But, we have to be able to hold that line, because it's not only respectful for us, it's respectful for the other person,
Yeah.
So, and the trigger word, yeah, I have my trigger word too. And,
Excellent. It
it
works brilliantly, doesn't
works.
it?
It works. Yeah. It's really interesting how like I find myself in a situation where I'm feeling like maybe overwhelmed, like maybe there's a lot of energy coming at me or a lot of energy being pulled from me, whatever, however that's working. And all I have to do is just snap my fingers, think the word, and boom, it's in place. And I instantly feel better. Yeah, it's really interesting how that works.
And many
It
people may be
does.
thinking, well, why don't your guides and supporters are there to help you? Why don't they do it? Well, they do, but they can't impinge your free will. You have to ask for it. They're
Yes.
waiting in the wings for you to say that
Yes.
word. Is he going to say it yet? Yes, he said it, and you get it straight away. And it
Yeah.
works the same way with opening up. If you're in a
Mm-hmm.
situation where you haven't done your preparation work and you're caught on the hop, and you can think, oh, I haven't done that. I haven't done my meditation and all that today. Again, you could just hold space, calm your energy down, have a trigger word for that, and you feel that connection straight away, and away you go in any circumstance.
Right.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Right. Yeah. I love it. I love that we have these tools.
Well, that's it. I mean, I don't know
do.
about you, but I learned the hard way.
I did too.
I
Yeah.
had to go through all of them, and I'd like to be doing this. I like to do that. Look,
Yeah.
Glenn, just say this word. Okay, thank you.
Right. There you go.
Thank
Here's
you
your
very
word.
much. You just saved me
Yes.
half an hour.
Yes. And I love that. I think I feel like we need to say this, is that when you have a word that you're using for this, it probably shouldn't be a word you use every day. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like part of your normal vocabulary. It should be something that is separate just for that. So
Definitely. You feel it as well, don't you? Feel your vibration change. You feel the power, the connection, just with the power of the word that your guides have assigned to that specific task or duty.
Yeah, I feel like I could. Here's a y'all again. What the heck? Okay.
Oh dear.
I feel like I can breathe. Once I've said that word and it's in place.
Yeah.
I feel like I can breathe. When I didn't maybe notice before that I wasn't breathing real well, or maybe that I was shallow breathing. Where I feel like I can take a deep breath, and I think that that's one of the indications to me that okay, it's in place.
Brilliant. So, with everything that we've been talking about today, some of it may be, a little bit negative, but obviously you have to address the elephant in the room from time to time to move beyond it. So the next thing I'm going to pose to you really is, throughout these changes that we're all witnessing, how do we continue to shine our light and to stay our true authentic self? We've given some guidance, some tips how to protect your energy, but how do we hold that vibration? How do we hold our light and be proud to hold it and shine it?
Ooh,
You can throw me under the bus if you want.
All
I don't
right, I'm
mind.
throwing you under the bus now. Yeah.
Okay.
You go first.
Right. Well, again, I would say it comes back to knowing yourself, knowing your worth, and recognizing what other people are saying or observing within you. That is just their level of perception. It's just their observation of you, which is fine. What you have to do is allow them to have that with non-judgment of them, but do not absorb or have that value, their value of you, and let that sit in with your vibration. It's fine for them to express that, but you must retain that knowledge of self regardless. I suppose it's like when you were a toddler you was at play school and somebody's calling your names and you're there, you get your fingers in your ears and like, la, 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 I'm in my happy space. I can't hear you. Meh, 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 meh. It's
Yeah,
like that, isn't it? Really.
it is.
And in some situations, when I've experienced it myself, I imagine that I'm doing a drum solo at Wembley Stadium, and I'm there like, and they can say what they want, but I'm having a great time performing at Wembley Stadium. Back in the day when Queen did their amazing concert there, and I'm having a great time. Their opinions aren't having any impact on me because I'm having a
Right.
wonderful time at this concert there in Wembley. So that's something that I kind of do to keep my energy up there. Music as well always helps. Put on your favorite music. I'm a big fan of cheesy 80s pop. I define anybody to listen to that and not raise a smile or laugh or make fun of it. It's just one of those gifts that keeps on giving. So I put that on. That raises my awareness, my energy, keeps me vibrating high. And then there's the good old faithful trick with humming. Humming, whatever you're feeling at that moment in time, hum a note. Hold that note. Instantly, that will regulate and amplify your vibration. It will increase your sensitivity and it will help you to, again, retain that vibration in whatever environment you're in. So
Yeah.
there's just a few there. Now it's your turn.
All right.
Ka-ching.
Ka-ching. One of the things that I do is I have my Native American drums,
Oh,
and
nice.
I don't carry them with me because the environment in a car isn't always good for the drums, so I don't keep them in the car. But
Yeah.
when I take them somewhere, like even at the campground, where I can just sit and just quietly tap on the drums, that helps me to raise my vibration. I also have a flute, Native American
Oh,
flute.
wow. Didn't realize you played the flute.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know that I play it. It plays me.
Oh,
I don't,
hello.
yeah, it's not like I know the songs, but spirit just moves through and plays a tune through the flute. So it's more like the flute plays me than me playing it, but that does help. Um, Sometimes just lighting a candle, lighting a candle that I like the smell of it, or
Mm.
just having the flame in the room sometimes can help. Um, Holding my vibration when I'm out in public, I have my there it is, where I can have that on, especially when I'm out shopping or around a lot of people. It can really help to have that on just so that I'm not absorbing things unintentionally. When people are I was just going to say intentionally taking my energy, but again, we've already established most of them are not intentional about it.
Yeah.
They just feel better. Um, Setting limits on how much energy I'm willing to give. And sometimes that's a percentage that I set in my mind, like they can have 10% or they can have, whatever. And sometimes it's just I feel it out and I stop it when I feel like I can't give anymore without hurting myself.
Yeah.
Just really being intentional about knowing myself is really the biggest thing. And yeah, singing does it for me. And you said 80s pop, 80s cheesy pop.
Yeah.
You so should have been on this road trip with me because I had
Oh,
Spotify's 80s road trip
nice. Like your style.
playlist going on because I know the words to the songs. So when I'm starting to get tired, I can sing those songs along with the radio or that's coming through the speakers. And so those are some of the ways that I do it. And other ways is sometimes I just leave the situation. If I can leave
Simple
the
as that. Yeah.
situation, I just walk away. Like, sorry, gotta go, and walk away. Because sometimes that really is what works best and what's most
Yeah.
effective.
Make your graceful exit, as they say.
And sometimes not so graceful, but
Oh, hello,
it's
Vika.
all good. Not mean, not rude, but not always graceful.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, that's beautiful. I like that you incorporate certain spiritual tools there into your practice. And that's what they're there for at the end of the day, isn't it? To
it
help
is.
raise our vibration,
Mhm.
make our connection a lot easier, and make us feel comfortable in holding and retaining that vibration. Fantastic.
Exactly.
Well, Kristina, I've loved this conversation today,
Me
and
too.
I feel it's been a very apt one, especially with what's happening in the world at this moment of this going out. But what I'd like to ask you, what are you up to? What are your plans over the next? Because I probably won't see you for another month now. So, what are you going to be
Oh,
doing?
yeah, I do go into Glenn withdrawals. I'm just going to put that. Um, let's see, what have I got going on? Well, my schedule has changed as far as taking care of my grandson because he's in school now.
Oh, big
So,
boy, eh?
yeah, big boy, he's 5. He's in school
Wow.
now. So, I am now available during the weeks for private consultations, private readings, and that sort of thing during weekdays. So that has opened up for me, like Monday through Thursday. Friday is typically my travel day because
Yeah.
I now, until the end of November, I have something scheduled every weekend. I have an event scheduled every weekend
Oof. Don't
between
do
now and
things
the end
by
of
halves,
November.
do you?
No, never have. And you've said that to me before, and I never do anything by halves. But yeah, I'm this weekend. I will be at the Equinox Expo in Joliet, Illinois. I'll be doing a gallery reading, but I will also be doing private readings before and after the gallery reading.
Wow.
So I'm excited about that one. And then I get to go home. I get to go back to where I grew up. So there's the Northwoods Expo the following weekend
Okay.
that I will be at. And then now I have to look at my calendar because I don't remember what's after that. Let's see. Oh, let's see. I am going to be in Watersmeet, Michigan at a 2-day expo with MetaParapro. And that's in northern Michigan. So it's like north of Wisconsin. Not that that matters to you. But let's see. After that, Rock Island Roadhouse. I'll be doing that Paracon and doing a gallery reading there
Wow.
and other readings. So, um, let's see, Beyond the Veil Expo in Minnesota, 2 of those in a row, one in Detroit Lakes and one in, how do I not remember the name of this? Bemidji. So, Saturday in Detroit Lake, Sunday in Bemidji. Then I'm back in northern Michigan for the Hiawatha Fair in Escanaba. And you're probably thinking, where did all these names come from?
I thought you was talking a different language for a second.
Well, I kind of am because a lot
Yeah,
of these names are Native American names.
of course. Yeah.
So it is different languages. Um, let's see. And then I've got Paganomicon in Eau Claire, Wisconsin at the end of October. So yeah, lots going on.
That is incredible. And have you got all of this on your social media and your website? If people are listening, like myself, what did you say? Blah, 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 blah.
Jeez.
And they want to
Wait, what
attend.
language was that?
Yeah, that
Um,
was gibberish, I believe.
yeah, it could, well, it's a lot. It will be because today is my
Okay.
admin day. So
Oh,
I will
excellent.
be catching up my calendar. I will be redoing my schedule. I am now set up where you can schedule an appointment online with me, but I also have to change those hours because my grandson's hours
Yeah.
change.
Okay. So
So I
how
will be
people
doing all that.
how can they do that? How can they find you? How can they book in with you? How can they come
Yeah.
and see you at these events that you're going to be doing?
All right. Well, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I don't know. Let's leave it at those 3 for now. Um, and YouTube,
Okay, of
because you
course.
can catch my show on YouTube and your show on YouTube. So there's through either From Beyond or Paramystic Podcast. So those you can catch me there and leave a message that way. There are so many different ways to contact me, but usually Facebook Messenger is the most effective. And I haven't quite figured out TikTok yet. It still doesn't make sense to me. So I put stuff on TikTok, but if you send me a message there, I might not find it for a month. I don't know. So that's how you can get a hold of me, or make an appointment through my website.
And your website is?
www.kristinabloom.com.
Beautifully put. Thank you, Kristina.
I forgot that it wasn't up here.
No, it's been a pleasure as always. And for anybody that's listening and may want to book in with myself, you can head over to my website, www.glennboddicespiritualmedium.com. You can book in with me directly there, look at my scheduling. Also, you can buy products from the website there. There's the new book available called In Good Spirits. It's in audiobook format only. So go and check that out there. And there's affirmations, there's healings, there's meditations. And of course, there's all of the From Beyond episodes archived on the website. So if you're a newcomer to the show and you're thinking, what the heck is this all about? We cover various topics every single week. And Kristina comes into the fro. Is that the right? Into the collective.
The fold.
That's the one. Thank you.
That's the one. You're welcome.
Every single month, so you'll be able to catch up with previous episodes with myself and Kristina, and we cover a vast array of topics. So again, go over to the website there and check in. So thank you everybody for listening and tuning in. If you feel what we've been talking about today may inspire, help, guide anybody that you know, your friends, your family, your loved ones, whoever, then please feel free to either share this with them and maybe point them to the part that you feel that will be applicable to them. Because I don't know about you, Kristina, but it's certainly, I believe, our calling to do this work, to spread this light and this love, and to help and heal, guide and inspire as many people as possible on our pathway.
Absolutely. Absolutely. For as long as we're on this planet, we will be doing that.
That's it, definitely. So have a blessed week, everybody. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
And we'll see you all very soon. See you soon, Kristina. God bless.
See you soon, Glenn. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to From Beyond. For more information about what products and services Glenn provides, go to Glenn Boddice Spiritual Medium